All right, so let's talk about the two kinds of breath in the simplest way I can think of. And that's going to be sitting down. So if you've watched my other videos, you know I've got my toe and my heel set up and stuff, and I'm going to be still using the same way of orienting myself, which, to review, is from my big toe on this front leg to my heel on this back leg. I think of a line. And from this heel on the back leg up to about this eye, I think of another line. And then actually I can think of the line between my toe and my heel up on the ceiling. And I can think about where this is relative to that. So the two kinds of breath that interest me when I'm singing on stage as a classical singer. One version of it, the breath, this part of me, stays in the same place as I exhale. And that gives a feeling that I'm kind of pushing up my breath. It looks like this. From the side. So, you can see my back gets more arched as I exhale, and I try to keep this in the same place, but since I'm losing air and everything is moving, all that collapse. Now that's more or less how I use my breath when I'm speaking. Now another version of how to exhale would be that this and basically my whole body follows the breath down, so that there's no push up, there's no holding the ribs out or holding anything out. Everything instead is gradually shrinking, but all together, and that looks like this. So I don't develop the big arch, and if I were to just really let it go, eventually it will just collapse. So that's the two kinds of breath. These two kinds of breath get me a really different sound in classical. And they also have very different results when you use them all night, in a show, for instance, or all day in a rehearsal. The one I'm trying to get is the one where I'm falling. It feels like gradually relaxing down a very particular path. So it's relaxation, but it's organized and it's progressive. It's a little bit at a time. And some other things might have to start getting tension as I gradually relax the quote-unquote main things. I'll show you a difference just in how the sound is. So, at first I'll do a pretty good position and everything like that, but I'm going to use the normal push breath. And now, use a very similar position. I'm going to use a falling breath. Despite the kebab I was just eating, the falling breath is a lot smoother. It's easier to control, and of course, since it feels like relaxing, it's really nice. Now, up next, we're gonna have to look at how you get this done.